Hello and welcome to Yellow Sticker Dinner. If you watched yesterday's video, you will see that I got this big giant box of fruit and veg from Lidl for €3. So I will leave a link up in the top right hand corner for you to watch that if you want to see exactly what's in this. But basically I've got to use a lot of this up. So I'm going to make a 2-for-1 today, a 2-for-1 special, buy one get one free. I'm going to make some bananas. First of all, I need 2 bananas. I'll take a big one and a small one. Basically, I don't really follow recipes that much, as you know, but I was wondering what to do with these bananas. I don't really like bananas all that much, and I looked online, and BBC Good Food, I think it was, or I think it's BBC Good Food. They had a recipe for 2-ingredient banana ice cream. So the first part of this video is just going to be freezing the bananas. Basically, the 2-ingredient recipe is freeze some bananas. It's one banana and 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder in a blender, and that's it. So basically, I'm going to use 2 bananas because I need to use them up. I've still got like 8 left or whatever, because I had some from before as well. And let me get some baking paper. So yeah, basically I'm going to try this out. I'm interested, I'm intrigued. And I'm just getting baking paper because I did a little bit of trying out, and none of the plates. This is my dad's fridge freezer right here. I'm just going to block that photo. And the freezer section is like this tiny bit up here, and it's quite full. So none of the plates that my dad owned will fit in that freezer. So I'm just going to put these on baking paper like this. So yeah, I'm intrigued, you know what I mean? I was thinking, like, can I do banana bread? But it's so dull. I was thinking, you know, well, like I said, I don't really like bananas that much, so I don't really buy them that often. So my creativity when it comes to bananas is weak. But I'm trying to, let's see if I can get this in here without dropping anything, because I always drop food on the floor on these videos. Okay, you probably can't see any of that, but the bananas are sitting nicely in a single layer. Here, hold on. In the freezer. Beautiful shot. Okay, so that's that part done. That's the first half of that part done. I'm going to put those in that blender later on. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know where anything is because I don't really stay here that often, but I emptied my dad's compost bin yesterday, and I don't know where the bag is for it. So after this video, I will compost those correctly. And now I'm going to try and use some more fruit and make myself a simple smoothie. And basically, I'm just going to try and, maybe not that one, maybe I'll use that one for something else. I'm going to try and use basically one of each. So in this box I've got apples, oranges, a pear. Let's get some oranges. Probably not a chili. Could use a carrot if I wanted to. Should I use a carrot? Yeah, let's use a carrot, why not? That one's a little bit iffy there as well. They are actually starting to go. Yesterday I was quite impressed by how good the fruit was. It was good, and I was very happy with it. Sorry, none of these have been washed, so I'm just gonna wash these quickly. And I'm gonna need a lemon as well. And there's, yeah, that one there. I'm gonna chop that off and see if I can get the rest. Yeah, that half is fine. So I could probably use a lot of this, but I've already got 4 in there, so you know what, I'll just do a tiny bit of squeeze. I just don't like wasting food, as you may have gathered. So I'll take whatever I can out of that, but not too much because I don't really want to mess with that, the mouldy bit. And I'll squeeze the rest of this in though. Don't really mind if I get a little bit of lemon flesh in there. That's all good to me. I'm concerned about the size of this blender. It's rather small. May as well wash my hands while I'm washing the fruit. That's a very energetic pressure. A bit more intense than I necessarily needed. And a carrot, why not? Okay, so basically I'm gonna start, because every time I've made smoothies in the past, which to be fair isn't that often, but whenever I make smoothies I always end up with like floaty bits, and that sounds horrible but it's not. But you know that kind of like, you know the way you end up, if it doesn't blend properly, no matter how much you blend it, there's a bit at the top because you put the liquid in first. Basically you put too much liquid in at the start, and bits of apple and orange, or sorry, bits of apple and pear and stuff just float, and they never get to touch the blades. I might just do a half an apple actually, just because I want to make sure that, if you can see this, I think that's the max. Yeah, max fill. It's quite old. So I don't want to go too over the top. Right, and then this carrot can go in as well. See, the banana I'm not too fussed about. That's gonna smush. That's gonna smush good. You know what I mean? That's just gonna turn into, that's gonna thicken it up really. Let's see if there's like a little bit of a seed here. Sometimes there is. I might go with half a pear as well. You can always add to this if I feel I need it. So my basic plan, don't even need to know how to plan it, but what I'm going to do is just throw in all the fruit first and then kind of use that lemon juice at the bottom as a lubricant to help things spin around and smush up, and then I'll add the oat milk in and thin it out a little bit. And another thing I might do, really wish I had a bag, is to counteract that lemon juice, I might put a little bit of sweetness in there as well. Okay, I haven't really used this blender that much, so we'll see how we get on. But I think it just sort of sits on top. Let me just get my hands a bit. The pressure is so hard. Okay. So ice cream in a smoothie plus a load of stuff left. Take that one out here. Okay, shield your eyes. No, that's not going on. I don't test things in advance, folks. I don't do recipe tests. I don't make sure everything works. I just kind of go in and it shows sometimes. I don't know what happened there. Did I overfill it? Very sorry. Let's reset. Maybe I should just do it, layer it in a bit at a time. Oh, I dropped something. I really didn't want to drop something. Okay, what was it? It's a little piece of carrot. 10-second rule. No, it's okay. I'll eat it off camera because I know some people will be weirded out by that. Is this on the right way? Maybe it's that way. No, it has to be that way. Okay, I understand. All right. Just needs a bit of mustard, a bit of pressure. So I'll just go half and half. Oh, lid. It's supposed to be a short video, but they never are. There we go, that's the little noise. Okay, you can see that mincing pretty well, hopefully. I'll just add in a little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty good. See, there's still chunks in there that haven't fully... So I'm going to go again, because you can, like... See that little dude there? Big piece of pear. And a piece of apple. And I don't mind some things, but I just don't want to get like a nice little surprise. Now that I've gone through all the effort of doing this, I'm almost certainly going to get... Now that I've gone through the effort of doing this, I'm almost certainly just going to get like a massive apple chunk or something like that. Bigger than the ones I've even cut. It's going to reform in the bowl. Okay, that's a lot better. I like that colour, it looks nice. I'm happy with this. If you wanted to, you can obviously add some like protein powder or something like that to this. You could thicken it out with some, like, you know, make it into more of a meal with some oats. If you wanted like almost like a breakfast smoothie. I'm personally just going to go for a liquid drink because I've got so much fruit and veg to use. I'm going to try and make this relatively thin. Not super thin, but, you know, manageable. Good, I like that colour. I think the carrot is doing a lot of work. I'm just going to get a tiny little spoon and just stir this around to make sure that there's nothing. Yeah, that's good. Every other time I've made smoothies in the past, I was going to add sugar to that. And I don't think I do, actually. I want to add more lemon if I can. Maybe I'll put in more lemon. Maybe I'll just use them up. Here's a small one. I was going to add sugar to this because I thought the lemon would really sour it up. But I hasn't done... I think the fruit itself, like, you know, obviously a lot of the times the ripeness of the fruit depends on its sweetness. You know what I mean? If you get a soft pear, it's going to be a lot sweeter than a harder pear. And pears, as you know, range from very soft to very hard. That's what she said. But I think this fruit, because it's like on the reduced section side, it's probably more ripe and extra sweet. So I don't need to add any sweetness to. No sugar here, no sugar necessary. I wonder if I even need the oat milk at all. It's a bit thick. I'm going to put a drop of oat milk in to make it more palatable, or to make it thinner, and to bulk it out a little bit too. Okay, let's taste. Put this in the sink. So I'm going to reuse this blender again later on for my ice cream. Nearly perfect proportions. It's always nice when you get an extra big sip. So there it is. Great colour. Hold on. Let me take my camera off my head. So there it is, like a really nice colour. Trying to get a nice shot here. Gonna get this white wall. You can see the little speckles of red in there. That's the apple skin. And people say that like juices and stuff are bad, and juices aren't great for you because they get rid of all the fibre and stuff. But smoothies, as far as I can tell, it's all in there. You know what I mean? It hasn't gone anywhere. It's not like I'm not eating all the good stuff. I'm just drinking the good stuff. And there might be an argument to say, oh, it's over processed and it won't have as much of an impact. But you know, if you drink one of these, we'll taste it first. But if you drink one of these, then you're getting a lot of fruit. You know, half an apple, half an orange, a banana, a carrot, some lemon. You know what I mean? There's a lot in there, so it's a good start to your day. So hold on a second. Let me put my head back on and do a proper taste test. Cheers. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. That is it's just, do you know what? It's just comforting. it's just tasty. It's like, you know, there is some fiber, there's some like bittiness in there, but that's not a bad thing at all. You know, you don't want it too thinned out. I think a blender is better than a juicer for many reasons, but yeah, it's nice. It's got like it's balanced. The sweetness from the rest of the fruit balances out with the lemon. I'm glad I didn't add any extra sugar to this. You didn't need it. But you know, make it to your own taste. I'm just using what I have, but and also adjust it based on the ripeness of the fruit. All of this fruit is on its way out. It's in the reduced section. It's super ripe, so it's super sweet. So I don't need to add anything else to it. That's delicious though. I can definitely make more of these. I'm going to use more carrots next time because I've got lots of carrots. But look at the color of that. Like, you know, it's nice peach colored almost, even though there's no peach in there. Okay, well look, right. That's delicious. The ice cream is in the freezer. I shall be back when that's done to make part 2 of this video. So yeah, in the next 8 hours, I'm gonna clean up this and drink this. Cool, see you soon. Okay, we're back. It's about 5 or 6 hours later, and these bananas should be fully frozen. Defo. Okay, I have 2 things to report. Number 1, it's very important. I couldn't find any bags for the compost heap. I looked everywhere. Maybe he's run out. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place, but they're still sitting there. Number 2 is that I also looked up here, and there is no cocoa powder in this house either. But that's not a bad thing. First of all, I'm not going to go out and buy cocoa powder just to put a couple of bananas in, because that's not very yellow sticker dinner of me if I did that. Paid full price for 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. But what I'm going to do is, right, I've been looking around, and you can probably see a little bit of a spoiler here. It's not going to be buy 1 get 1 free. It's going to be buy 1 get 3 free. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide these bananas up into 3 kind of loose sections like that, and I'll make small little taster ice creams. The first one, I'm going to use coffee. I've got this instant coffee that was already here. A couple of minutes ago I boiled the kettle up and just put some hot water in here, just so I'm not putting in, like, it's still actually quite warm. You can probably see the glass is a little bit kind of steamy there. I just put a teaspoon in, and just to dissolve a little bit. It's like slightly more than lukewarm, but I didn't want to put boiling hot coffee in, and I also didn't want to put coffee powder in. Sorry, I'm going to go back into the freezer. Let's get going anyway. I didn't want to put coffee powder in case you end up with just like a gritty kind of thing. So let's try banana coffee ice cream. Give that a little swirl, make sure it's all in. Oh, put the blades in, that's important. Might not even need that much actually. Might come too thin. Maybe that's enough for now. Chuck that on, turn this guy on. Yum. Looks delicious. Let's keep going. Well, the ice cream, the banana is definitely frozen anyway. Turns out the blade is struggling to get through it, which doesn't bode well for my rest of my flavours. There's no liquid in the rest of the flavours. Might need to add some water or something, not quite sure. Okay. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Much better. Alright. I'm not going to taste this. I'm going to put it into the bowl. We'll do a taste test right at the very end. It's so tempting to lick my finger. But I'm going to give this a little rinse. Clean everything off very, very quickly. That's the thing, he doesn't have one of those like rubber spatula things that I love. I use them all the time. This is the perfect use for one of these. Like I said, small little portions. just as a taster, and then maybe, you know, it's a good way to kind of... I was tempted to lick that spoon as well. Ah! Okay. So on my left here is the Lidl box, which appeared in my previous video and where all this fruit came from today's video. And basically, sorry, there we go. Do you know what, let's put this in first and I'll explain this story, my little my interesting anecdote about how Facebook and the internet are spying on me, as we all know. This one is going to be cinnamon sugar, if there's cinnamon. I saw cinnamon, yes there is. Such a small amount. So I'm going to put cinnamon in. And then, I don't know if there's any granulated sugar, but I'm going to use this golden syrup stuff. Now, if you're from Ireland and the UK, you'll definitely know what this stuff is. You'll have used it before. It's great in flapjacks, actually. If you're from somewhere else, hi, how you doing? What you wearing? But basically, this is just like a sugar syrup. I don't know exactly how they make it, but it's just sugary, syrupy. It's kind of like, it's not honey, it's not maple. It's just a thick, sugary syrup. Very like wartime. I feel like it's been around since like, I feel like it was invented in 1942 and then just kind of stuck around. That container is quite modern. It's normally in this like real metal container that you have to creep open with a knife. So that's how my memory is of it anyway. Okay, let's whiz this up. So yeah, while this is blending up, I'm going to add some water to it if the coffee is any indication. Yeah, look at that. It just looks very strange. Let's get a little bit of water in here. So while, so yeah, let me tell you my story, right? I only use my Google account for this channel. The Google account that I use for this channel, I only use it for this YouTube channel. I don't go on social media with it. I don't search for things. You know, I log in, I upload my video, and then I log out. So I just need to stir this around a little bit. I feel like if you got a better blender, then this wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, so you know, I use this channel, I use this YouTube account, this Google account, sorry, to upload videos, and that's it. I log in, upload my video, and log out. And I read your lovely comments whenever I get them too, obviously. But today, using my personal account, which is completely separate, obviously it would share the same IP. I'm not sure if you can hear any of that stuff, but using my personal account, which is completely separate, it would use the same IP address, obviously. But I got an ad on Facebook for the Lidl box. Now, it's possible that the Lidl box is a new thing, which I think it is, and everyone's getting these ads. But, sorry, it smells like burning. I didn't really think this through. I just assumed that, first of all, something is going on here. That, I believe, is all the cinnamon and all the sugar that is just stuck together. So this might be this one might be a failure. Look at that. I think that's all the golden syrup and all the cinnamon just glued together. But we'll go one more time. Okay, we'll have to move on with this one. Get another bowl. I mean, that's not even ice cream at all, that's just a sauce. Look at that. I put less water in this one. And then, for the final test, first of all, I'll wash this out. But yeah, I got an ad for the Lidl box. And like, totally separate, completely separate. You know, I didn't search for the Lidl box, I didn't look for anything, I never Googled it. The only time I mentioned Lidl was in the title and probably the description of the little box video, and obviously the words that I'm saying of, you know, from a totally separate account. The next day, I got an ad for it. Spooky! And everyone has those stories, you know. We all do. And I got one. That's just a strange example, which I don't like. I don't like it at all. Okay, let's not get too conspiratorial. Give me a couple of years, let me get super right wing. Okay, let me throw in these extra bananas. Right, the last one. This is a real wild card. I thought the sugar and cinnamon. You think that if you thought the sugar cinnamon, good idea, poor execution. I think this last one, right? There's a backstory to this as well. Crunchy biscuit spread. You know those biscoff biscuits? It's going in. And the reason why that's in this house is because my dad is a simple man. He's a very nice gentleman, but you know, his favorite food, or one of his favorite foods anyway, is peanut butter on toast. He eats it all the time. He just loves peanut butter on toast. And that's not the first time that he's... Sorry, I'm not really explaining this very well. If you look at this, right, and let me see if I can find... There it is. Look at those two, right? Crunchy and just grandessa. If you're tired, you've been working all day, you're hungry, you look on the shelf and there's those two. He has bought this biscuit spread like maybe 3 or 4 times at this point. Accidentally, he never uses it. I use this just to use it up on him. He normally gives them away. He buys it. He's like, oh God. Nearly swore there. I've been doing. I'm really surprised I haven't sworn on this channel yet, actually, because I've got an awful potty mouth in real life. I don't think I have. Okay, let's throw in maybe like what, 2 teaspoons of biscoff spread. I don't even know what you'd call, like, what's the flavor profile of biscoff? Is it? I suppose it's kind of a cinnamony as well. I don't know. My experience with biscoff biscuits, or biscotti I suppose if you want to call them, is they always come with a coffee shop that is less fancy than he thinks he is. Not that a coffee shop is gendered, but when you go to a coffee shop that thinks it's fancy, that's when you get the biscotti. You know what I mean? A really good coffee shop won't give you biscotti. A bad coffee shop won't give you biscotti. The only coffee shops that give you biscotti are the ones that think they're better than they are. So if you see a biscotti on the plate, move on. You better off taking your chance with a cheaper, more expensive place. But it's a nice gesture. I like it. I appreciate it whenever I get it. But it's never as good as they think it is. Or maybe my opinion of biscotti is too high. Okay, this is blending up a little bit better. Let me get a third bowl up. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks kind of creamy. So this is the only one that didn't have any water in. And I don't really understand that because these two just... No, I did put water in, sorry. I got a bit mad. Okay, that looks kind of nice and creamy. So you're only getting about, like, you know, 2 or 3 spoons of ice cream. But there was only 2 bananas in this whole thing. So I'm getting, like, you know... It's a nice bowl of ice cream for 2 bananas. You know, if you look at that, like, that's a good portion. If you got a better blender, you probably get a better result. Because this has already got the spoon, I'm going to taste this one first. Like I said, not a bad texture. You can kind of see the biscotti in there, the biscoff. The biscuit crunchy spread that looks like peanut butter. I should have put peanut butter in one as well. Dig in. That's good. Let me try one more time. Sorry, I just remembered something. As I was saying that, something instinctively took over. And I'm going to do an impression right now. If you're familiar with this, congratulations, go watch the video again. If not, I'll link it below and just watch it anyway. This is my parody. This is my impressions, of an ice cream taste tester. So what we do is we take it a little bit off the top. We don't need much. Overturn it. Warm it up. That top note, creamy vanilla, sweetener. Mmm, that's a 10. If you've, sorry, I'm crazy. If you've ever seen that video, I love that video. I love that guy. He's an ice cream taster. I'll link it below. Please, please, please watch it before you judge me. And then you can judge me. Come back and judge me. But I stand by what I did. I like that guy. I like that video. He's a much better taste tester than me. But yeah, that's nice. That is pretty good. The banana kind of takes second place to the biscotti. And if you like biscoff biscuits, then you'll like this ice cream. I'm happy with that. And basically, I'm not sure if my dad likes biscotti at all, but I definitely know he likes bananas. So maybe that's a way for him to use this up. So I keep pointing this in, you probably can't see. I would recommend this. If you have bought this stuff because you accidentally bought it when you were looking for peanut butter, then use it up in ice cream. It's the best use for it. Okay, let's move on. Should we go cinnamon sugar? This one's going to be, this one you can tell, look at that, like, you know, the texture of this one. Nice and creamy, nice and ice creamy, smooth. It's good. It's not ice cream, it's like, what would you call it, semi-freddo or something like that? Who cares? Let's not get too technical. But, you know, this one here though, too much water, I messed this one up, and then you just got this big ball, if you can see that, of just golden syrup that just hasn't incorporated at all. It's probably covered in cinnamon, so I'll take a little bit of the side first, make sure I don't get any of that big chunk, and taste this first. It's just like it's more like a very liquidy mousse. So yeah, there's not much sweetness in there. The cinnamon is coming through. It's more just like this is a sauce. You'd put this on top of that. If you wanted a cinnamon sauce, that's what that's for. It's too wet, I messed it up. But definitely usable. You know what I mean? You make a real good ice cream, and then you put too much water in the next one. You drizzle it over, so you got like a biscotti ice cream with a cinnamon drizzle. That's nice. So maybe I'll try that. And just for good measure, let's just have some of this golden syrup here. There it is. Yeah, it's kind of like it's just there. It's not even that sweet. I don't know. It's just maybe the sweetness did permeate the ice cream, and all I'm left with is just kind of this gummy thing. It's an interesting experience, one that I wouldn't recommend. That's not a 10. And this is the coffee one, which I also suspect I put too much liquid in. And also there's a big chunk of banana there. But I like coffee, so I'm looking forward to this one. Very cool. Very swag. Very delicious. I like it. That's another reference, by the way. I'm not going to do the accent. Definitely too thin. Definitely too much water. But the flavour is nice. I like that. There's not much banana. It's all coffee. It's a lot of coffee. That's an espresso coffee flavour. I like that. But yeah, too much liquid. In terms of, I mean, visually you can tell. That one is hands down the best. Defo, all in. Texture, flavour, number one. Flavour, I'm kind of tempted to say that coffee is actually the top flavour, because I just love coffee so much. All I do is drink coffee. Love it. Very rarely yellow sticker. Very, very rarely yellow stickers. But yeah, basically, I messed up the texture on that. Too much water. Way too much water in the cinnamon one, which is a good flavour as well. They all taste nice. I just wish I had got the proportions right, but I did get the proportions right in this one. And for that reason, I think this is my favourite. But let's do something different here. Let's go for a... Sorry, hold on. Dual handle here. Let's go for a coffee and biscoff special, shall we? It's like a Cafe Nero in my house. Let's go for let's drizzle on the cinnamon sugar, as I said I would. Sorry, I'll just get rid of the cup. Now we have biscotti with cinnamon sugar on top. Doesn't need it, but it's good. It kind of enhances the natural cinnamony flavor of there is cinnamon in there. Look, ground cinnamon. So yeah, cinnamon and cinnamon, coffee and cinnamon. These three complement each other. Anyways, that's all the time I'm going to take for you today. Hopefully you try this. Let me know. Send me comments, send me likes, subscribe. I feel so dirty asking you to do that, but please do. It means a lot. But yeah, thanks for watching Yellow Sticker Dinner.